Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It's Ameen here with MuslimCEO.com. And I want to show you today in this quick tips video for marketing a tool inside of Facebook. So as you know, Facebook holds a lot of data on us, and there is a place where you can actually make use of that data. It's not just for them to make use of. So if you come into your ads manager in Facebook, I think you'll be aware of that. Pretty much everyone gets like an ads manager part of their Facebook, even if they're not a big advertiser. So it's going to be pretty obvious for you where to go. And if you click the top left up here, you see you've got those three lines. If you click that, and on the left side, it says plan. Under plan, here it says audience insights. So you're going to click that. You're going to get taken to a page like this. Okay. So straight away, we can see here that we are now looking at the data for everyone on Facebook. So it says more than 1 billion people. And this is just talking about those who are active at least once a month. Okay, so here we go. So 1 billion people on Facebook. Now, that's a great number of people to be able to target, right? Now, we can narrow it down to, of course, our audience. In this particular video, we're going to look at what can Facebook tell us about who we think is our audience. Okay, so let's say in this example, we have an Islamic institute, and we're looking to kind of advertise online, and we're looking to deliver courses online as well. So let's select our location. Let's say I'm based in the UK. So I'm just going to type in the location, United Kingdom. It's important to do this because that will affect the numbers, yeah? And let's say we're not really looking at 18-year-olds because, they're maybe less likely to be able to afford our services. And therefore, we're just going to go for, let's say, 23, okay? And we're not going to put a cap on the age. It's very good in Facebook to keep things wide when it comes to age. I'm just eliminating people 18 to 23 because I know they never will come. However, although it's not normal, I do know a 50-year-old might come. Okay, this is just an example. So I'm putting the age like that. The gender, I'm leaving it open, and this is where we get our interests. Now, this is where we get to narrow down more. Now, there are a few ways you can do it. You could put your page, yeah. So let's say you need to have a decent amount of people liking your page. Let's say 10,000 or more. You could just drop that in there, and then it will tell you information about your audience, about the people who like your page. But I'm not going to use that now as an example. Instead, I'm going to use an interest. So let's say I consider my biggest, the people most similar to my audience. Let's say they might be interested in Al Maghrib Institute. Okay, so it comes up there as an interest, right? And this is not a page that people have liked. This is a kind of interest that people have shown interest in on Facebook. So I might not have liked Al Maghrib Institute's page on Facebook, but I may have interacted with it. I may have visited their website, and therefore I would be deemed as someone interested in Al Maghrib Institute. So I'm going to select. Now it's showing me the information for all people in the UK who are 23 and above who have an interest in Al Maghrib Institute. Okay, now let's look at some of that information. So 50 to 60,000 people, that's the size of this audience. Okay, now that's interesting, of course, but for me, that would mean it's slightly limited in terms of spending on Facebook ads, because I'm going to show my ad to these people quite quickly with Facebook ads. But of course, if you're teaching online, you could increase the countries in which you're targeting, and then you get more favorable numbers. It's going to show you, okay, what percentage are male, what percentage are female. So I think it's showing here that, 61% of our audience is women. Okay. Also, it's showing that the biggest chunk of the audience is 25 to 34-year-olds. But it's also showing something interesting, which is that 35 to 44-year-olds are a much bigger chunk of the audience than those younger than 25. So that's interesting for me. Okay, that's standing out for me. I can look down here, relationship status. So most of them are married. Obviously, that's what you would expect, right? If somebody is 25 and above and they're Muslim, Muslims tend to really emphasize getting married. Education level, you've got that information here. So a large portion of them, compared to the average on Facebook, have been to grad school or they've got a postgraduate degree. Okay, and this information, job title here, I feel it's mostly more accurate in the US if you're looking at the US information, but we've got some some tendency here, such as legal services. This audience is more likely to be working in legal services than most people on Facebook by far. Okay. Now, another area we can go is page likes. So page like, it's talking again about the same audience of 50, 60,000 people. What other pages do they like? Okay. And here it's breaking it down by category. So education website, Tayyibun Institute UK. Okay. Bank, Al Rayyan Bank. No, this all would make sense. Let's say mosque, they've got these masajid, East London Mosque. Okay. So it's giving you in these categories what are the most popular pages that they like. Okay. Now we are talking about what they like. And then this is a more interesting area for me is page likes area. So this is not in categories. This is just in general. What pages are they most likely to like and to engage with? And here it's got the audience of inside of our audience, how many like this page, and then in the total in Facebook, how many like the page. So you can see most of these pages are quite small. One of the biggest ones is Al Buruj Press, and we can see that within the total 55,000 people, 8,600 of our audience like that page. And so this can give you ideas for targeting, because Facebook is saying, based on all the data we have, based on all of that data, we're seeing that this page is the number one most relevant for you. This page is second most relevant for you. This page is the third most relevant to you in terms of reaching people similar to your Al Maghrib Institute people in the UK. Okay, so this is just diving in a little bit. We're not going too deep in this video. I hope that helped. I hope that opened your eyes to some of the insights you can get here. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.